On July 15th, we are doing a giveaway to celebrate 50,000 subscribers here on the channel. In collaboration with Zaptec and then partnering up with Polestar as Polestar's recommended home charger, we are giving away 2 Zaptec GO home chargers. To enter, simply subscribe to this channel and comment down below, "I want a Zaptec GO home charger." Thanks Zaptec for sponsoring this video. Earlier this year, Porsche launched the brand new electric Macan. A car I've been waiting for quite a while, and once the car was launched, I was actually pretty excited about this new electric Macan. Once the configurator was available on the Porsche website, I configured a car for my own spec, and then I went down to my local Porsche dealer in early April and I ordered a Macan Turbo for myself. A very special, a very custom and unique, beautiful spec that I actually made a video about here on the channel. So if you want to check that out, it will be linked in the description box down below. But after sitting on this order for a few months, I've decided to actually cancel my order of my Macan Turbo Electric. So why did I cancel my order after only sitting on it for a few months? Well, there are quite a few reasons, not only one reason for doing this, and the main reason is that I haven't seen the car, I haven't driven the car, and the car I spec'd, the Macan Turbo, was a little bit custom, a little bit, to my taste, because when I wanted to order a car at this caliber, I wanted to make it, a little bit special, so I was sure that I would enjoy it as much as possible. So the car I spec'd, nothing crazy, but still, 135,000 euros is a lot of money spending on a car you haven't even seen. And I'm pretty sure the car is going to be awesome. It's going to be great, but I want to see the car, at least touch and feel it, and preferably test drive it before spending this much money on the car. And I was hoping, in between me ordering the car, I was going to be able to go to the press drive, the launch, which was in Nice in March. And I reached out, to Porsche Norway, and I didn't get any answer. And I'm like, oh, that's fine, that's fine. I know the car's coming to Norway. It's going to go on its tour around dealers, and there's going to be like a showing in downtown Oslo. And usually at these, after the cars come to Norway, there's like this press showing, and then later in the day, it's for, customers. This is completely normal. I've been to this a bunch of times. Like last week, I went to the electric G-Wagon. In the morning, there's like the press launch, and then later on in the evening or in the day, there the car's available for customers, a private showing. And I asked for like, is there a press launch? Can I film the car in private? To make content, at least take a look at the car. And I didn't get any answer. Of course, I could have gone to the dealer. The dealer showing or the private showing for customers, but that was in the evening. I didn't have time, and also there's going to be a lot of people there. So after sitting on my order and not being able to see the car or test drive the car, and a lot of other cars coming to market, and I've driven a lot of other cars in the meantime, I'm like, okay, let me just ask if I can at least just delay my order, or if they want me to cancel it. And they're like, no, we'll just cancel your order. So I've now officially canceled my Porsche Macan Turbo order, but I can order one at a later point if I drive the car and I think it is awesome and it is great, but maybe it's not. I don't know yet, and I don't want to spend that much money before I'm sure about a car, because there's a lot. The lead time to the order is a few months, and then the actual, when you get the allocation, you're not going to get a car before early next year. So I'm like, oh, I have a lot of time now. I don't have to rush it. And then there is another thing. Though I was initially very excited about the car, after sitting on the order and thinking about, spending 135,000 euros on what is basically the entry-level product into the Porsche lineup. I know the Macan Turbo isn't, but the Macan is the entry-level to the Porsche brand. And I'm like, spending that much money on that product never really sat correctly with me. And it's going to be a popular car. It's just going to be another SUV, though a really nice and fast, well-driving SUV with a Porsche badge. It's nonetheless going to be an entry-level Porsche. And spending that much money on the car, yeah, that's a hard pill to swallow for me. And then we have maybe the most important reason I canceled my electric Macan order, and that is the fact that I actually own a Porsche Taycan Cross Turismo. So I already have, you know, possibly the best electric Porsche that has ever been built. And yes, it is a little bit of yellow and white, and that is because I was in a little bit of a fender bender days before Christmas. Somebody hit me on the side here, so I got scratches on the front door, front fender, and the front bumper. And they also broke the brackets for the light housing. So I had to wait for that for like 4 months. So I was without this car for like 4 months. And in the meantime, you know, they launched the new electric Macan, and I'm like, oh, I'm missing my car. Maybe I'll just order, you know, the new Macan electric. And, you know, while I'm waiting for this, I wasn't going to get that delivered in the meantime, but I'm like, I'm missing my Porsche. Let me go out and order the new Macan electric. And then I got this car back after like 4 months, and I've been driving it very, very little since, because I got the car back about a month ago, and then I've had a whole bunch of, you know, press cars on loan, and yeah, now I finally have time to spend in this car, and my God, what a car it is. I mean, I've been driving a lot of different electric cars lately, but every time I get back into this car, I'm like, yeah, this is, you know, the best electric car for me at the moment. I mean, I think it looks better than the Macan on the outside, and it also sits higher up in the lineup. And when I bought this car, it was before we had any, you know, VAT on electric cars in Norway. And this, of course, is, you know, the pre-facelift model, so it doesn't have as big of a battery as the new Taycan or even the new Macan electric. But in all of my range tests and efficiency tests, this does a lot better than the WLTP claims it can do, or the EPA claims it can do. And though the new Macan electric has a bigger battery pack, it's about, you know, 12 kilowatt hours more usable, because that is a higher slung SUV. I don't think it's actually going to have more range in the real world. And either way, range hasn't been the reason why, you know, I've been wanting to change or get something new. I wanted a new experience, and this is such a nice experience, this car. I mean, the cabin is lined in leather everywhere, the build quality, the driving experience, the low seating position, you know, I'm pretty sure that this is going to be a nicer driving experience even than the new Macan EV. But again, if I drive that and I'm like, oh, that's better, then I'm going to change my mind. But, you know, if you look at a similar spec Macan electric and the new upgraded Taycan, the Taycan is a lot more expensive, and it does make a lot of sense if Porsche is going to make, you know, a car that's bigger on the inside, you know, more cabin room, and it's going to be better to drive at a lower price point. Yeah, I still think the Taycan is going to be the king of electric Porsches. I'm back in my Taycan, and I'm loving the experience. And from all the videos and photos I've seen, like, the interior in the Macan isn't as nice as this either. This has leather more places, higher quality switchgear. It's just an overall nicer experience. And I'm like, why would I sell this and then spend more money, even though I'm getting a faster car? Yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense in my mind, at least. Oh, and by the way, guys, the reason my car is now white and yellow is because it's originally white and it is wrapped yellow. And where they've, you know, repainted the body panels, the paint has to cure for like 8 weeks or something like that. So hopefully in like 3 weeks or 4 weeks, I'm gonna get it wrapped again so the whole car is yellow again. I've been driving a lot of awesome electric cars lately. So right after I ordered my Macan Turbo, I had an RS e-tron GT on loan, and you guys who have been following the channel for a while now know that I owned an e-tron GT back in 2021, in the fall of 2021, after I completely fell in love with that car after having a few press cars on loan. And I can go out and buy an almost brand new, like, you know, pre-owned with low miles, a lot of equipment now for about 1 million Norwegian kroners, or about, shit, this guy just pulled up in front of me. I scared the heck out of me. But I can get, you know, a really nicely equipped one for around like 90,000 euros. And that is a car I'm much more excited about than a Macan Turbo, to be completely honest. And talking about the Audi e-tron GT, which is one of my absolute favorite cars, period. I mean, I love the way that looks. I love the way it drives. It's just such a special car. It's getting a facelift this summer or in the early fall, and it's going to get all the upgrades that the facelifted Taycan has gotten. So bigger battery pack, more efficient electric motors. So again, that's going to be about the same money as a spec'd out Macan 4 or a spec'd out Macan Turbo for those versions. It's also going to be faster than the pre-facelifted version. So I'm pretty excited about that. Maybe that's the car I want to get. And talking about facelift, you also have the facelift Taycan. Yes, it has gotten a lot more expensive, especially here in Norway, where we now have, you know, VAT on the above, you know, the amount above 50,000 euros. When I bought this car, as I said, there was no VAT. So this was like 1.2 million kroners I paid for this car, so about 110,000 euros. The you know, upgraded facelifted Taycan 4 Cross Turismo now, with, you know, VAT on that amount, is about, I don't know, 300,000 kroners more, 350,000 kroners more. So about 25 to 30,000 euros more. It's a lot more expensive. But I've also been considering getting maybe a Taycan rear-wheel drive version with the big battery, because that's going to get almost 700 kilometers of WLTP rated range, and also the you know, performance is even faster than this. It's 4.8 seconds from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour. So there are a lot of options here. And then we have other cars like the awesome and spectacular Hyundai Ioniq 5N that I had on loan a few weeks ago, which I completely fell in love with. Such an awesome and raw experience. I mean, I don't need an electric SUV. I don't need the space. I don't need the practicality. And I'm driving so many different electric cars from week to week. Getting into my own car, I wanted to feel a little bit special, and that's what this car has, you know, given me, this Taycan 4 Cross Turismo. But that Hyundai Ioniq 5N is even more special. So I'm trying to get one on loan to do a European road trip, to really live with the car, to see if that's something, you know, I want to go that extreme. But that is also a car that's a lot cheaper than anything else there, offers, you know, pretty much top performance, and it's such a special experience. So go watch my videos on that. It's such an awesome car. And then lastly, we have a car I've driven recently, a car I really, really like, a car I've been excited about for a very long time, and that is the Polestar 3. So I just dropped a few videos on that car here on the channel. Go check that out. It did amazing in my range test, and also I loved it in my review. It's such an awesome electric car, and yeah, it's not as exciting as the Hyundai Ioniq 5N, but it is closer to this in experience. It is a really, really pleasantly driving electric car. It's a luxurious electric car that looks sporty on the outside and has a sporty edge to it. Really nice steering, arguably even nicer steering than it is. An awesome sound system from Bowers & Wilkins, a really high quality interior. It is something new and fresh. And it is a car that, you know, is going to get a lot of views here on the channel. My Polestar content usually gets a lot of views. Volvo content usually gets a lot of views. So I have to think about views also here, because at the end of the day, it's all fun and giggles, you know, doing and making all of these YouTube videos. But it is a job, like providing content and doing all of my testing and being, you know, a sort of automotive journalist here on YouTube. So I have to think about the content also. And if, you know, that car could basically pay itself, it's a non-brainer, and I'm really excited about the Polestar 3. So I'm trying to get one on loan in hopefully July to do my proper testing, and also to do a European road trip also. So a lot of cool content, a lot of cool videos coming here on the channel in the future. I have the Audi Q6 e-tron test drive or press drive in Spain next week. Yeah, a lot of cool, interesting content, and yeah, there's so many new electric cars that gets me more excited, a lot more excited than that Macan EV. But let's see, once I drive one, maybe I'll change my mind. So guys, let me know, of all of these cars, which would you choose, and which car do you want me to buy to feature here on the channel? Macan EV, new facelifted e-tron GT, facelifted, you know, Taycan, maybe the Polestar 3, Hyundai Ioniq 5N. Maybe there's something else that you guys want me to feature. Let me know in the comment section down below. So guys, that was the reason I canceled the order on my Macan Turbo. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please drop me a thumbs up down below. And for more car content, as always, please subscribe. See you guys later and goodbye.